Aloha and welcome back. I'm Panther and this is Bastion.
All that trouble for a single shard. But you know what? It was worth it. That Gator's a crazy gal, but so is the gal who promised to look after her. They said Queen Anne was just a folktale. Now there's living proof she ain't.
Wasn't.
The memorial may be finished, but our part is far from over. Looks like our little science project is all set. Ain't that the finest breaker's bow you ever seen?
Two last things.
The next shard should be farther out there in the wilds.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Can't.
To prepare for the wilds, Ceylondia's brushers practice at Camp Dunce. Had to navigate a maze of pincushions with nothing but a pike. It's a dangerous test for a dangerous job. Health tonics were off limits at Camp Dunce. They said they made you weak.
I'm not gonna get the first place this time around. I fucked up too much.
The rules said he couldn't use any fancy footwork, just your brains and your pike. If you did all right at Camp Dunce, you got to go to the wilds.
Let's try again.
The brushers were Ceylondia's field agents, and their training was harsh. You had to find a path through the maze as quick as you could. One well-placed throw could take out several of those ugly critters.
Oops. Which one did I forget? God damn it. Fine, whatever. I was doing good. Which one did I forget? Ah! Restart. Yes. Oh.
To prep for the course, the brushers could modify their pikes however they wanted. There wasn't time to squash every pincushion, just the ones in the way. The good enough run at Camp Dauncey could get you promoted to captain on the spot.
Still think that's a stupid way to do it. There's a lot of things you have to worry about as a captain.
The wilds ain't so scary now, are they? Know how Caelondia became the richest city in the world? 2 words. Point Lemaine. If the wild could ever be tamed, it was gonna happen right here.
I forgot to change something. Go away. Here we go again.
Few places steeped in history and sweat so much as this. Point Lemaine. If the wild could ever be tamed, it was gonna happen right here. But now, the greatest outpost past the city line is nothing but a freak show. The army's triggers once had the place on lockdown. Kid might as well pick up where they left off. Blam! Just like my fighting days. Gun like that can even put the wilds in check. Point Lemaine seen better days for sure, but it ain't done. Whole place shudders in a fit. The grand rail of Point Lemaine, not only is it still there, it still works. Of course, it's no longer shipping hides and alloys and spices, but it can give the kid a lift. Just as long as he can stay clear of the trouble on the tracks.
I forgot. I hate this part. I've steadily...
Grand rails all grown over with things of calamity chewed up and spat out. Things eager to take back their turf.
I've come to really dislike when a game takes control away from me.
Kid don't let so much as one of those things slip by. Lunkheads settled in like they own the place. Takes fancy footwork on the rail, what with wallflowers coughing fungus everywhere. Only one way to cure a cough like that. Place used to be closed off, but now it's split open like a rotten pineapple. Of course, the Grand Rails see much more fighting in bygone times. The Ura-Ceylondian War, 50 years ago, doomed to happen again. It was right here that Zulf's Ura forefathers decided to mix it up. Okay, so maybe we didn't get their sign-off on the whole Grand Rail thing. That was bad. The rail must have shook the Ura to the bone down in those dens of theirs.
You know what game I'm really looking forward to? Psychonauts 2.
Well, the rail won't last much longer now that the kid took the shard. It's still got one good run in store for him, though. All the rotten wood there on the rails turned it into Swampweed Central. Ever tried dancing side to side while holding your breath? While choking on swampweed? While peckers trying to prick you in the eye? Well, let me tell you, it ain't fun. But then, at last, it's the end of the line. He'll be picking swampweed out of those boots for days. Turns out he's got company up at the rail station, waiting for him. Not just another wallflower or pincushion, mind you. At first, he thinks it's Zulf. Turns out he's wrong. This is for you, says the man. Then wham! When the kid comes to, the man's long gone, but something else is there. The only words kid recognizes on that parchment are for Zia. Well, what's a kid to do? He took the shard, he took the hit, and he took that note. That note cuts straight to the heart of things, don't it? Finding gourmet ingredients ain't easy these days, but we'll take what we can get. The note says it plain. Zia, go east to learn the truth about the calamity and our people. I'll be waiting. Sincerely, Zulf.
So I fully understand that the narration is actually a retelling of the events leading up to the final thing. So why would he tell Zaya, who he's telling the story to, what she read?
Zulf's messenger was one of his people. Wondered just how many of them survived, and what exactly Zulf told him. It ain't too late to unlock the potential of this place.
Sure.
Seems the gods recommended this place to all their friends.
Oh.
The dynasty, to the families of the city, all reunited. The culture, a still life of old unwanted keepsakes.
I don't know how I got that one.
Taught him a little something from my days on the front. Now we're looking at some serious firepower. The marshals would have been downright jealous. And that's everything. Mother knows he's paid his dues in that forge. Kid arrives just in time to sample Zia's famous cooking.
No. No, don't force me to. I'm not doing that.
It wasn't fixed, it was unbroken.
Right.
Makes time to sample spirits from my personal supply. Bull brandy is thicker than paint. Makes your skin feel as tough as knife bark.
Oh.
The shards are getting harder to find. Caelandia's army only took the best, and the best of them trained on Trigger Hill. The Triggers believed they were nothing without their rifles. Nothing beats the feel of shooting a Caelandian army carbine. Sometimes you had to take care to steady your shot. The Triggers had clearance to modify their guns however they chose. Some felt the course was too easy, so the Triggers spiced things up a bit. Kid blows through that course like it was nothing.
Done.
If you want to master the art of the firearm, then the place to go is Trigger Hill.
I'm good. I got 100% on that one. Our first place.
The Caelandian army would have recruited him in a flash.
Fine. Don't count it. High damage and armor piercing.
Not everything blew up in the calamity. Why Colford Cauldron here blew up way ahead of its time. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock. If you wanted to survive something like that, you had to learn to adapt. So in a way, the beasts of the wilds, they're all survivors too. It takes a certain stubborn pride to keep on living in a place like this. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Culford Cauldron. The raw power of the world fell right into our hands. Playing with the cauldron's fires became an addiction. Sure, we dusted off a good many secrets out here. But we discovered other things we're better off not knowing. The unforgiving scent of sulfurous dirt. The taste of air so hot it sticks to your lungs. All sorts of awful things crawling underfoot. Never thought we'd find so much life in all that ash. We kept on sifting through the cauldron's secrets anyway.
Give me back my pike.
The more ash we swept aside, the more life we found. Place as inhospitable as they come. But still we pressed on. After all, when we looked down inside Culford Cauldron, looked down through all the smoke and flames, we saw in there the heart of the world, the heart now laid bare by the calamity. We had to have it. As for the kid, he just has to get that shard out of there. Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from here to Charleston Bog. Kid's thinking he's got to trek all the way back around the cauldron. Luckily, the cauldron cooked up a little shortcut for him. Sure, it ain't the most convenient path. Biggest stink eye he's ever seen's waiting for him on the other side. Well, it ain't polite to stare.
It's also not polite to shoot things with a giant fucking gun. You don't see that stopping me.
And where there's one stink eye, there's always more.
The fuck was in front of me? Okay.
The cauldron's tenants all gather up to bid the kid a fond farewell. Kid don't shed any tears for him, though.
I'm gonna have to take off the damage aura. Because, apparently, it is
With a
deciding
good
to do
spyglass,
that
you can still see the cauldron from the city.
instead of
But all the fires died out. There's nothing left of it.
instead of the actual, like, lump sum of damage that is supposed to happen with the cannon.
It comes back looking like the inside of a chimney. The shard works like a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again.
Thank you.
We're all a little short on friends these days, so that's a welcome sight.
Let's hope that I don't accidentally kill the
They
pecker.
said the wild could never be tamed. If only they could see us now.
No, who would say that?
The arsenal's complete, in case we need protection. Folks say Mender mead's good for you. It's like an herb garden in full bloom.
That actually sounds like it would taste pretty good. Alright, I maxed that out. I can do one
We
more.
spotted a pecker carrying a shard to Mount Zand. Welcome to Grady Incinerator, home of the hottest wings east of Caelandia. In all seriousness, the incinerator was a dump, and it had a problem with peckers. Blasted things would swoop in and spread trash all around, until we started using fire. We couldn't just torch them all at once. We had to use restraint.
There we are. That's why I was really here. I didn't care about anything else. That's
The
it.
peckers were willing to fight tooth and nail for all that trash.
Weird how I did this the first time I first got it. I don't care.
You'd almost think those peckers like getting cooked.
More importantly than any of that,
The cinders kept the city good and warm,
one
made
more.
it thrive.
Stop it. I will catch you all in the next episode. Until then, have fun, be safe, and aloha.